best run Western Cape. The best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA. DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from national government failures by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district and who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Did you know the DA is the second biggest party in South Africa, making the DA the official opposition in Parliament? The DA is the only opposition party to govern a province. The award-winning Best Run Western Cape. The best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA. DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from national government failures by getting the basics right, delivering better services, and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district and who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
In 2006, the Democratic Alliance won Cape Town by just one seat.
With just 42 votes, he recently won uMngeni.
Saletha intuthuko ebonakalayo endaweni zasemakhaya.
Because people voted for change.
DA-run Midvaal is now the best-run municipality in Gauteng.
And a new story was written for the Western Cape when people voted DA.
But if you want a new government that works, then you have to vote for it.
In this election, every single vote will count. Your vote can rescue South Africa. Vote DA.
Hello South Africa, my name is Kwena Maloto, coming to you live today from KZN on Freedom Day as we continue with our Rescue South Africa tour. As you can see behind me, the vibe is absolutely amazing as hundreds of residents and DA supporters here in KZN come out to hear our rescue message. And why not the excitement? The latest Social Research Foundation poll shows that the DA is polling higher than any other party here in KZN. Now, DA Federal Leader John Steenhuisen is traveling across the country, spreading our message of hope from your province to your municipality to your community. We can rescue South Africa. Now, we know there's a massive unemployment crisis in our country. We have the highest youth unemployment in the world. Now, there's no dignity and there's no freedom in needing to live off grants and not a paycheck. We need jobs, South Africa, and we can do it. There is hope. Yesterday, the DA launched this bold economic policy to grow the economy and create 2 million jobs. Just think, this time next year on Freedom Day, we could be celebrating real freedom. A South Africa free from corruption, free from load shedding, free from crime, free from water shedding. But we need to elect a government that works for all its people, and we can do that by voting for the DA on the 29th of May. Now, if you need to find out more information on what the DA's rescue plan is and our practical solutions, go to rescuesa.org.za, and if you need to apply for a special vote or unsure of where to vote, go to wheretovote.da.org.za and we'll help you. But remember that special votes close on the 3rd of May, so do not delay. But now I'm joined by the Mayor of uMngeni, the man that's leading the rescue mission here in KZN, our Premier candidate, Chris Pappas. Chris, how does it feel to be here today in your home province as we continue with this rescue tour?
Kwena, first of all, happy Freedom Day. What a great way to celebrate Freedom Day. With South Africans from across all communities in KZN. We've got rural and urban, we've got young and we've got old, we've got rich, we've got poor, we've got black, we've got white. Everyone is here celebrating one of the most important things to us, and that is our freedom. But on the 29th of May, we have to use that freedom. Freedom is not good enough if we're not using it to choose our leaders, choose people who care for us, choose people who are going to put our communities right. And that's what we're going to do right here in KZN. And this is it. We're building to the big day. The rescue rally is one step closer.
That's what we love to hear, Chris. Now, you're speaking about Freedom Day, but a lot would argue that South Africans aren't truly free yet. What would freedom look like to you?
So I think freedom without opportunity doesn't mean anything. So many South Africans have the right to vote. But the right to vote without being able to improve your life circumstances, without being able to overcome the poverty that so many people are in, means nothing. So we want to create a society where you're not disadvantaged by the circumstance of your birth, but you can use your freedom to overcome that and build something better for yourself and your family and your community.
Now, Chris, we know there's a massive unemployment issue inside the country and in KZN. Do you have a plan to solve it?
It is really sad, Kwena. In this province, almost 50% of people are unemployed. It is an indignity for fathers to sit at home and not be able to provide for their families, or mothers not to be able to take their children to hospitals because they can't afford transport. And we have to get this economy growing, and we do so through an infrastructure-led approach. We must focus on our key sectors, whether it's logistics, transportation. Let us get tourists back to our beautiful beaches and visiting our game reserve. But there are quick wins and there are easy things that we can do. And we have a plan to get there. We have a plan to create 300,000 jobs in this province and get KZN working again.
Now, Chris, you captured the imagination of South Africa, the imagination of the world, when you became the first mayor of a municipality in KZN, the first DA mayor of a municipality in KZN. What are some of the things that you've been doing to bring the DA difference to uMngeni?
You know, the biggest thing is that people said it wasn't possible. They said it wasn't possible for the DA to govern here in KwaZulu-Natal. And we proved they're wrong. By 42 votes, we won the municipality. And what that means is that day after day, we're able to implement a program of action that is for the people. We are seeing roads being fixed. We are seeing street lights being fixed. We are seeing old infrastructure being renewed. We are seeing poor households, vulnerable communities getting access to government. And that's what government should be doing, working for the people, making sure that the most vulnerable are looked after and that the infrastructure can support a growing economy.
Now, Chris, across the country, we're seeing water infrastructure collapsing, and I know it's the same here in KZN. Do you have a plan when you are Premier to turn this around?
Yeah, it's really sad. I've been able to travel this beautiful province, and there are still people who drink out of rivers with animals. There are people there's sewage running through their homes. To be able to fix this, we want to establish a provincial infrastructure agency. So what that will do is pool all government resources, whether it's money or whether it is the expertise. And by doing so, we can start to tackle things such as water leaks, tackle things such as the lack of infrastructure around our treatment facilities, and get services, or get water at least, back into the pipes that already exist. But more than that, we have to look to the future. We have to start building dams, start looking at alternative solutions, whether it's boreholes or extraction. But we have a plan that has been tried and tested in the Western Cape. It's not new. It's not just some glossy manifesto just before an election. It is actually a plan that we can implement in this province.
No, this is a manifesto that was created by the best minds, not by ChatGPT, I think, like other parties.
Absolutely. I mean, you can go into Google Images and pull up some great pictures, ChatGPT, and it's great because you print it in gloss as well. But the real thing that we need, if South Africans are serious, if the people of KZN are serious about their vote, then you will put a political party who is tried and tested. A political party is not just about names and words. A political party who has taken broken governments all over the country, fixed them to be able to deliver to you. So if you want to take chances, it's up to you. It's your future. But for me, I'm voting for a party that is tried and tested in government and that actually has a real plan to get things working.
Now, a lot of your story has been one of hope. What is your vision of hope for this province when you are Premier?
So the first thing is that we have so many communities that have no access to overcoming the situations that they find themselves in. So whether it is no clinics or no schools, whether it is children who have to cross rivers, whether it is just a broken business and economy system. And all we want to do, and it was an elderly lady in Verulam told me, she said, Mr. Pappas, all I want is normal. And that's the sad reality, that is what we're fighting for. We want to rescue our communities so that we can have normal, no strikes, that we can have water in our taps, that the public transport works, that our streets are clean. So we're fighting to rescue things so we can start to rebuild for the future. And that is what I'm doing. That is what all the people behind you every single day are out there doing, knocking on doors, spreading this message of hope that there's a realistic chance that we can rescue KZN and bring back something normal, something better, something that we all really, really long for.
Now, Chris, what would your final message be to the people of KZN in the run-up to this crucial election on the 29th of May?
So I think the first thing is that elections and politics are argy-bargy. There's a lot of noise out there. So what I want to say to people is that, move past the noise. Look at what is truly important when it comes to a political party in government. The second thing is that it's going to take courage. It's going to take courage for each one of us to believe in a future that is better and not what we have now. And we have that opportunity, but we're going to have to be courageous in this next election. And the last thing is that democracy requires that you get active. You can't outsource democracy. You can't check a 60-60 democracy. You have to get to the voting station. So, on the 29th of May, choose a political party that is tried and tested. Be courageous enough to get out there and put your mark behind the DA. And more importantly, get active in this election, because no one is going to come save us, but we can rescue ourselves from a future and create hope once more.
Thank you so much, Chris. You heard it here. We can rescue ourselves. So please stay tuned. We're going to have addresses from DA Federal Leader John Steenhuisen as well as from Chris Pappas. And we have an amazing lineup of artists that will be being live streamed here. So please do like and share this broadcast with your family and friends. Don't let them miss out. And keep up with the conversation using the hashtag Rescue South Africa and hashtag Rescue South Africa Tour. But with that, we'll be crossing over live to the stage. I'll see you a little bit later.
DA leader John Steenhuisen. What qualifies the DA to run the country?
Firstly, we do not tolerate corruption. And where the DA governs, life is better. And that is why millions of South Africans are moving to DA governments. We still have much more to do. But in the past year, the Western Cape created over 300,000 new jobs and is working every day to become load shedding free. We can bring this DA difference to the rest of South Africa, but only if you vote for the DA.
A warm welcome in KZN to our provincial and national leader, Francois, Rodgers and John Steenhuisen. Can we give them a round of applause? Abantu bethu, naze nabahle namhlanje. I'd like to welcome our federal leader, John Steenhuisen, who has been doing this rescue tour all over. I'm sure usekhathele, but ngiyazakwazi ukhathala until after umhlaka 29 May. He has been to Tshwane, Cape Town, eThekwini, Bloemfontein, and now he's in the best place in South Africa, eThekwini. So today is a very special day, and it's very exciting that this is happening here. This day reminds all South Africans of the immeasurable sacrifices made by individuals and our entire nation to break them away from the chains of the unjust segregation by a select few. Are we really free? Are we really free? No. Yes, we have freedom of association, freedom of movement, we have freedom to vote, which we must exercise, but many are not economically free. Many are not free from gender-based violence. Many are not free from crime. We are not free till every single one of us can reach our potential. And only a select few are free to enjoy those freedoms. It is finally time that we fought for our freedom again like we did in 1994. 29 May, we are voting for DA, and we will have freedom for all. But namhlanje anzile lana uzongilalela ukuthi ngikhulume, nizodansa, nizocelebrate. Ngicela nisukume manje and welcome our first acts of today, Tana and uMngeni.
There's someone down here, eThekwini, Ninja. Coming up, you Tana. This is my brother uMngeni. We are celebrating the hope inside of this place today. We hope you can dance and party with us. Man walks down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle? Why am I soft in the middle when everything around me so hard? Where's my home and my family? I need a photo opportunity. Don't want up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard and the bone niggas back down the alley. Let's go! I'm on a beer belly, I fly and I see the world in my own way. I gotta feel it, I can believe in everything I wanna be for. Saying, if you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me, yeah. You can call me, yeah. Man walks down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle? Why am I soft in the middle when everything around me so hard? I need a home, my family, I need a little opportunity. Don't want up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard saying, if you be my bodyguard, I can be a long lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me out. Saying if you be my bodyguard, guys enjoying yourselves? Hey, Durban is by far the best crowd. We love it. We got some more for you. Thank you so much. This next song is a special song we wrote during Heritage Day last year, or 2 years ago, for the World Cup. You guys are going to recognize it. I hope you sing with me.
Somebody told him there's a place to go. We can see the sun and see a miracle like clarity. Where's the cradle of humanity? Lying wrongs beyond our sight, stars light up most every sky. Africa, the only place you find. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Passing craze, it means no one.
Right, we're going to sing something in Zulu for you. That's all we hope for. Thank you so much, Devon. You've been amazing. Enjoy the rest of it. God bless you all. God bless the DA.
Sukuman, imbokodo zami. Oh my women, oh my ladies, ngicela nisukume, ngicela ngikikize. Ngiyabonga, ningahlala phansi. This is a great testament to the woman I am bringing up next. She is what I call my iron woman. She sits in the National Assembly, whooping everyone her way. Please give a resounding round of applause for the DA Chief Whip in Parliament, Siviwe Gwarube.
Assam! Viva Siviwe, viva! Assam! Ayeye Siviwe, ayeye! Hoza Chief Whip, hoza! Watinta bafazi! Assam Mbogoto, hoza! Shuman, hoza! Yelling Chiefy. Ay, 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 oh, Zayebo. Viva, DA, viva! Hoi, hoi, Siviwe Gwarube, hoi, hoi! Ngena, Siviwe, ngena! Shaya, Siviwe, shaya! Wathinta abafazi! Yelinye ilanga! Wathinta abafazi! Tata, Siviwe, tata!
Tata! Viva DA, viva! Viva! Viva KwaZulu-Natal, viva! Viva! Ngena, Chris Pappas, ngena! Ngena, Chris Pappas, ngena! Phakama, DA, phakama! Democrats, it's so good to be with you today. It's so good to be in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, the province that is going to make history in this election. Democrats, this is the province that is going to spell the beginning of the end for the African National Congress. And it is all because of each and every one of you in this room. 30 years ago today, our democracy was born. Many South Africans, many of you in this room will remember that nostalgic feeling that we experienced when many South Africans cast their vote for the very first time in democratic South Africa. And many of you will remember that South Africans stood united to usher in a democratic country. And it was through the actions at the ballot box that we were able to successfully put an end to apartheid. The world watched on as South Africa was making its transition from an oppressive regime into a constitutional democracy. It seemed impossible. Many said it could not be done. In fact, many anticipated that we would descend into a civil war. But it was through sheer determination and the love for our country that we rose above all odds and we achieved what many countries have not been able to. The reason why I remind you, Democrats, of this moment is because 30 years later, we are now once again on the cusp of making history. South Africans are uniting behind bringing in a new government that will remain loyal to the promise of 1994. While many gains have been made since then in South Africa, and certainly South Africa is a better place today than it was before 1994, we have seen a rapid regression over the years. Our constitution is admired worldwide, but it is currently under attack. The guarantees that are in our constitution are being cheapened over time by the ANC. The guarantee to clean drinking water, the guarantee to a quality education, the guarantee to decent housing, the guarantee to health care. These are simply not being delivered by an uncaring government. And that, Democrats, is the reason why we need to rescue South Africa. Democrats, over 30 million South Africans in this country are living in poverty. Families are skipping meals daily just to survive. Abantwana bayafa indlala kuba kungekho kutya emakhayeni abo. 7 out of 10 young people do not have work. Abantu abatsha are sitting at home with degrees in hand with no hope in the future. Abantu abatsha bayanyanzeleka kuthiwa mabalale nooceba be-ANC kuze bafumane amathuba omsebenzi. Abantu abatsha are turning to drugs and criminality ngoba abasenathemba kulo rhulumente. Lo rhulumente, Democrats, ukhohlakele. Ngoba kaloku yinkohlakalo into abantwana bafele ezikolweni ngenxa ye-pig toilets. Izolo oku abazali bakanocebo umntana wasemdantsane, they buried their 3-year-old son after he drowned in a pit toilet at his school. Ulanga Lamviki, another young girl, drowned in her school, and her mother had to bury her little girl after this happened. benze ntoni abantu baseMzantsi Afrika lento umkhulumente we-ANC esikhohlakalele kangaka. Lo khulumente uhle nje uyasikhumbuza into yobana le nkululeko yaza nabo, bayayilibala ukuba le nkululeko ayoyabo yeyabantu baseMzantsi Afrika, le nkululeko yeyenu ayoyabo, le nkululeko yeyenu ayoyabo. Therefore sizayithatha back. These freedoms that many people died for and fought for are guaranteed in our constitution. The ANC is not doing us a favor when we have to abide by our freedoms. And this is why then, when this government shows you that it does not care about you, it's time to vote them out. Mawapu, mama sela, mawapu me. Mawamba, masela, mawambe. Maswabo, pama sela, maswabo, pe. So sithetha ukuthini ke Democrats xa sisithi sizohlangula uMzantsi Afrika, sithi sifuna abantwana bangabulawa indlala, sithi sifuna abantwana abaye bafunde ukuze babe nekamva elihle. We want to make sure that the child grant is enough so that children are not starving. We want urhulumente ozawuphelisa load shedding. Sifuna urhulumente ozasinika amanzi. We want a government that will put people into work so that they can live a life of dignity. We are not asking for miracles. We are not asking for the impossible. And this is what a DA government will do for you. And so, Democrats, we are asking you in this room and the people at home, we are asking you to lend us your vote for the next 5 years. We're not asking for 30 years. We are asking for 5 years to turn this country around, to make sure into abantu abalambi, to make sure abantu banemisebenzi, to make sure into abantu bethu abakhuselekile kwindawo abahlala kuzo. So your vote in this election is critical. It is literally the difference between a life of poverty and indignity and a life that you can be proud of. Ndifuna ukuthi kumntu omtsha waseMlazi olu uncedo luyeza nakuwe. Ndifuna ukuthi kumzali waseMpophomeni olu uncedo luyeza nakuwe. Ndifuna ukuthi kugogo wakwaMashu liyeza nakuwe olu uncedo. And so lend us your vote so that we can do in this province what we did in the Western Cape 15 years ago. Let us bring about the change that South Africa so desperately needs. And for the first time, Democrats, for the first time in our history, we have a credible path to victory. Together with our partners in the multi-party charter, we can replace this uncaring government with a government for the people. A government that will get the basics right. A government that will get people working. A government that will pull the millions out of poverty. And that is what we are saying to the people of South Africa today. And so I have the greatest pleasure of showing you for the very first time the DA's third television advert, which will show you what it is when we mean when we say we will rescue South Africa, what we mean when we say help is on the way, what we mean xa sisithi uncedo luyeza nakuwe. Viva DA, viva! Viva DA, viva!
For the first time in 30 years, the ANC government will lose its majority.
Opposition parties have united as the multi-party charter for South Africa.
A strong democratic alliance with a proven track record
can anchor a new government that serves the people.
But a new government that works is only possible if you vote for it. Let's unite and rescue South Africa. Vote DA.
Viva Siviwe, viva! Viva Mbogoto, viva! ngikhuluma ngedwa yini. Halala KZN halala. Without further ado, I want to introduce someone who has been an incredible mentor to me. Bengihamba naye siquqa iKZN yonke, unpacking our pledges and our offers. Please put a hand of applause for the man waseKokstadi, ubaba wethu okhuluma isiXhosa, our DA Provincial Leader, Francois Rodgers!
Hoi hoi Francois, hoi hoi! Viva Francois, viva!
Viva!
Tata Francois, tata!
Tata! Azikale! Ziyakhala! Ziyakhala ikhongolose namhlanje. Ziyakhala igazi. Are we ready to govern? Are we ready to fix the ANC's mess? Are we ready to serve the people of KwaZulu-Natal? Are we ready to rescue KwaZulu-Natal? Democrats, our province has collapsed under the African National Congress. Whether it's at provincial government level, where in the next few months you'll hear that the Department of Education, the Department of Health, Department of Social Development will not be able to pay its salaries to those staff. Local government is a disaster. I don't need to tell you. Nothing will change under the African National Congress. And they've given us promises over the years. 20 years they've governed this province, and they make promises, and they're still making promises. But let me tell you of some of their failures. Let's look at the Department of Health. Just this last week, a 41-year-old man went to an Umlazi clinic at 5 o'clock in the morning to go and get treatment. When the nurses arrived, the people in the queue waiting with the gentleman said to the nurses, "This man is not well. He needs treatment." They said, "Let him wait in the queue with everybody else until 7 o'clock. He died waiting in the queue. That's what the ANC gives you. That's the promises the African National Congress gives you. When you need medical care, you end up dying waiting for the medical care. And corruption. The ANC tells us, he tells us all the time that he's going to deal with corruption. Well, not in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, he's not. I remind you of the blanket saga, where 48,000 blankets were purchased for 22 million rand. The SIU investigated it, and it was discovered that only 18,000 of those blankets had been distributed. Here's the best part. The officials, the 3 officials who were involved in that blanket saga, are back at the helm working for the government. The ANC will never, ever cure us of corruption. In your very city, led by Mxolisi Kaunda, ANC mayor, they tell us they're going to deal with water, but yet people have to go and fetch water, carry water, and a young man, or a 53-year-old man, died from a heart attack while collecting water. Is this the type of province that we want under the ANC?
No.
It is only the DA that can rescue KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes.
Voters have had enough of the lies, the corruption, and the inability of the ANC to govern. And here's the good news, my friends. The polling shows us that the Democratic Alliance in the province of KwaZulu-Natal is leading in its support above the ANC in the province. Amandla! The voters of KwaZulu-Natal have spoken. and they've seen the DA in action. And my friends, don't be fooled by the resurrection of Lazarus from Nkandla, le mehlo makhulu, le uvela Nkandla, uNqamalala, who now has one thing in common with us and the DA, that he says the ANC have failed. But the question is, Zuma, what did you do when you were president for 9 years? You broke this country, the same as the ANC. Only the Democratic Alliance will rescue KwaZulu-Natal. Democrats, activists, councillors, and supporters, let's continue on this campaign. Let's continue our march to the legislature of KwaZulu-Natal. Siyashona ilanga iKhongolose. Siyashonile. Viva DA, viva.
Viva.
Phambili DA, phambili.
Phambili.
Amandla.
Awethu.
Awethu.
Amandla.
Yabulela.
DJ Sizo Dancer, please play some music. Asukumeni, asukumeni, asukumeni. Sizojabula namhlanje, asukumeni, asukumeni. Umuntu ozayo udinga ukudansa, asukumeni. Sukumani, musana ukuhlala. Asini ukuzohlala namhlanje sizodansa, asukumani. Viva Day, viva!
Viva!
Viva Day, viva! Hansi nge-corruption, phansi! The next speaker needs no introduction. Mfuna nisukume nisahleli. We used to be councillors together. We used to be on the streets together. And now he left me and went to uMngeni. And he not only get to uMngeni, he changed uMngeni. Please welcome the mayor of uMngeni. Please welcome our incoming premier, Christopher Pappas.
Aye, Chris Pappas, aye. Viva Chris Pappas, viva!
Viva!
Pata mtom chapata!
Pata!
Alala Chris, alala.
Sanbonani. Ninjani namhlanje. Good morning. How are you all today? Aveni bahle. Aw, siyabonga. Happy Freedom Day, everyone. Happy Freedom Day. Isn't it so beautiful to be here in eThekwini today with so many beautiful people? It is so fantastic to be part of a family that is growing across KZN and a family that represents so many communities. Noma uhlala emakhaya, noma uhlala edolobheni, noma umnyama, noma umhlophe, noma uIndian, noma uyikhaladi, noma ufundile, noma ungafundanga. Usekhaya lana. I think it's important that I acknowledge Francois. Thank you very much for leading this province as you do. Dean McPherson, our chairpersons, Tembi Songama, and the whole PEC and PMC. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi nisihole kanjeni. And I love them. But more important than them is ama-activists nama-councillor akhona namhlanje. Ngicela ukubonga umsebenzi eniwenzayo. Siyabonga. Now we heard Francois talk about statistics and the sad stories that are happening across our province. And whether you're in Manguzi or Tete, whether you're in Isipingo or Toti, whether you're in Trennan's Park or you're in Margate, Kloof or Tongaat, these statistics are not just numbers. There are people on the ground who are suffering every single day. Abantu bethu balambile. Kunendlala esifundazweni saKwaZulu-Natal. Abantu baphila kanzima. There's hardship across our province. Our people do not know what freedom truly is. Because we are not free if our grannies still drink with animals. Asinayo inkululeko ogogo babephuza nezilwane. Asinayo inkululeko abantu abasha bahlele emakhaya when young people are sitting at home. When people still lack access to title to pass on generational wealth. When we cannot play in our parks because crime has infested every community. Kunobugebengu abantu bakhuthazwa beyohola impension yawo. Asinayo inkululeko uma lezi gebengu lezi ezihlala eParliament zintshontsha imali zingaboshiwe. We have no freedom until those people who are sitting in Parliament stealing the money are not behind bars. But we know how to rescue our province. We know how to rescue our province, but we need a plan on day one. Sidinga izinhlelo zokulungisa isimo masise kuhulumeni ngomhla ka-29 May. And we are going to fight for job creation and a growing economy. We pledge to you, the people of KZN, 300,000 real jobs. We are saying to the people of KZN, let us end load shedding by partnering with the private sector. Let us fight for the creation of a provincial police service. Sifuna umbutho wamaphoyisa owalana esifundazweni. We want an independent anti-corruption unit that will beat back against those cadres who are sitting, chowing the money and getting big stomachs. We want to guarantee water in every tap. Nomulaphi nje kunemimpompi amanzi awaphumi kodwa amadamu agcwele. We want to cut the waiting times for healthcare so that when you call an ambulance, it actually comes. Akunabulungisa kunasithunzi. Uma sifonela ama-ambulance zingafiki abantu bashonela emastradini. And we want to depoliticize our education system by getting rid of SATU's power and making sure that our teachers and our principals are educating our children.
Koloma Greece.
So we have 32 days left. Nensuku zu-32. Sithi bantu bakwaZulu-Natal zikhululeni. Zikhululeni kule nhlupheko esibhekene nayo. The power is in your hands. Amandla awethu. The power is ours. So we have a plan to rescue KZN and we have a plan to fix government. But it's time that we turn up the heat. Things are getting hot in KZN, but it's time that we use that fire that uses gas. Yazi lo mlilo lo blue ovutha ngempela. So for the next 32 days we're going to turn up the heat. And we're going to show the people of KZN that we are ready to govern and we are a serious party in this province. We are going to break sound barriers like no one has ever heard. Sizonyusa ivolume lana esifundazweni saKwaZulu-Natal. So friends, Democrats, we have 32 days left. Every single day counts. Every single day, every single voter means one step closer to rescuing our province. Now my promise to you, and Francois' promise to you, and Tembiso's promise to you, and Dean's promise to you, is that we will be out there every single day. But we need every single person who's part of this blue family to raise the bar. We need to start cooking with that blue gas because things in KZN are about to get interesting. Are you ready to turn up the heat?
Yes!
Are you ready to cook with the blue gas? Mantla! Mantla! Thank you very much.
Viva Chris Pappas, viva! Sihole Chris Pappas, sihole! Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission. Asizile lana ukuzodlala. We are here for war, and every war has a war cry. And we have our own campaign anthem that will lead us into our victory, into our mission. It has been written by our idol, Lloyd Icele, and will be performed by him. So everyone, please rise for our anthem. for our campaign, for our DA, for our war cry. Please rise for our anthem that will take us into 29 May. Please rise and show and make some noise for the person who's going to perform it for us. And please stay rising. Enjoy Mr. Lloyd Taylor.
South Africa, rescue South Africa, Viva Mzansi wetu, we gotta rescue South Africa. Come on, sing it with me. Rescue South Africa, rescue South Africa.
We gotta rescue South Africa.
We're gonna rescue South Africa. Yeah.
Halala, John Steenhuisen, halala. Viva John Steenhuisen, viva. Ayaya, John Steenhuisen, ayaya. Oh, John Steenhuisen, viva. Viva, viva. Ayaya, ayaya. Halala, halala. Viva the next president of South Africa, John Steenhuisen, viva! Tata, Johnny, tata.
Sanibonani, I'm a Democrats. Unjani namhlanje. Ngiyajabula namhlanje. Siyasebenza namhlanje. It's so good to be back here in my home province of KwaZulu-Natal, the most beautiful province in the whole of the country. I'm sure you all agree. And as much as I love taking the DA's message of hope and change to every corner of our beautiful country, as the old saying goes, there's no place like home. And boy, what an exciting time to be in politics right here in KZN. Because everywhere you go, from Umlazi to Umhlanga, from Pietermaritzburg to Pongola, you can feel the energy. You can feel that change is coming here. And that's because the people here know that change is coming on the 29th. The people of KZN can feel it because it's here. It's here in KZN where that tidal wave of change is going to start and sweep like a tsunami across every corner of the country. KZN is the epicenter. And I want to say thank you today. I want to say thank you to each and every DA activist, every member, every supporter, and every single one of our leaders for the incredible work that's being done here in this province, in this campaign.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Dean, Francois, Chris, and the others, that the country is sitting up and taking notice of what is happening here in KwaZulu-Natal. So I want to thank you as the provincial leadership, but I also want to thank our incredible premier candidate, Chris Pappas.
Yay!
And I'm going to get things going this morning with a great statistic. Because the Social Research Foundation, which does in-depth polling, is now so interested in KZN that it is polling here every single day. And according to them, if there was an election here today with a 60% turnout, the Democratic Alliance would emerge as the largest party in this province. If election was held today, it would show that the DA would get 26% of the vote, the ANC 25% of the vote, MK 23%, and the IFP 16%. Now, I've been involved in politics in this province for my entire life. This is where I started my political career. And if you had asked me 22 years ago, when I became a councillor on the Durban City Council, whether I would ever live to see this day, I probably would not have believed what you were telling me. But we've done it, Democrats. You've done it. And you deserve a huge round of applause for that. And it's because of your hard work. It's because of your relentless political activity. It's because of the strong leadership in this province that on the 29th of May, we're going to make history here in KZN together. And apart from the hard work of all of our activists and all of our people on the ground, there's another reason why we're going to do well here and why change is coming. Because we all know that the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal is not in the ICU anymore, they're in the deathbed. That's where they are. And on the 29th of May, we're going to switch off the machine and end the ANC here in KwaZulu-Natal forever. It's so terrified. It's so terrified of what's coming on the 29th of May that it's spending all of its time and all of its energy fighting the MK party. They've forgotten about the people. They're no longer fighting for the people. They're fighting against the MK party. But you see, the secret is that while they are so obsessed with MK, we are out there standing up and talking for the people of this province. And that's why we're up in the polls, because voters can see We're a party that doesn't talk about getting things done, we get things done. We're not a party that talks about moving this province forward. We're doing it in uMngeni Municipality under Chris Pappas and his amazing team there. And we're going to take that across every corner of the province. And all they care about is fighting for their own positions. That's all this is about. But let them continue telling us and showing us how scared they are of the 82-year-old man. Because we in the DA, we're not scared of anything. Ons skrik vir niks. Ons is nie bang nie. There's only one group of people that we're fighting for in this election, and that's the people of KwaZulu-Natal. And as the old saying goes, when two dogs are busy fighting over a bone, it's the third one that always comes in and gets away with the bone. And on the 29th of May, we're going to shock the nation and shock the world when we run away with the bone with a win here in KwaZulu-Natal. But Democrats, it's also so good to be with you here today for another reason altogether. And that is that today is Freedom Day in South Africa. So, happy Freedom Day, KwaZulu-Natal. This is a day that commemorates 30 years of our democracy. On this day, it's important to think back to what the country voted for on the 27th of April, 1994. Now, as much as that day was about celebrating equality, diversity, and democracy, it was also about the most important freedom of all, and that is economic freedom. In 1994, millions of South Africans flocked to polling stations to vote for a new future, a future where everyone would have the financial means to live a life of dignity. They voted for economic freedom because true freedom is only possible when you have a job to meet the needs of your family and to build a stable and better future for you and your family. Freedom without a job is a form of abuse, and that is the reality. And that is exactly what the ANC have done for the past 30 years. They've manipulated, they've abused South Africa with promises that they knew they could never fulfill, and yet they continue to try and manipulate our people even today. And the truth is that the ANC has done more than anybody and any organization and anything in this country to make people more economically unfree. In 1994, the unemployment rate was 20%. Today, it is nearly 33%, and it increases to over 40% if we include people who have already given up on ever finding work. So today, as we speak, 7 out of 10 young people younger than 24 years old cannot find work. The ANC has condemned an entire generation of young people to grinding hardship. Many of these young people are graduates who worked hard and used their last cents to obtain a tertiary education. But now many of them are not in work, they're not in jobs, they're begging at traffic intersections, wearing their graduation gowns. How can it be in a country with so much promise and so much potential that we have graduates begging at traffic lights just for a job? That is the cruel manipulation of the ANC in action. They promised us dreams, but they have delivered us nightmares. And we're here today to say we're not going to take that anymore. And on the 29th of May, we are going to draw a line under this abuse and this manipulation by voting for the DA. By voting for the DA. So, this election is about economic freedom. 1994 was about political freedom, but this election is about economic freedom. And so let's remember and commemorate the 29th of May 2024 as the day that we brought economic freedom to all the people in South Africa. We will never achieve freedom if the Doomsday Coalition gets into power. We will never achieve freedom if those radical policies of nationalization, of expropriation, of prescribed assets, of nationalizing the Reserve Bank are actually brought up. Our country does not need to have 30 million people trapped in poverty. We don't need to have young children dying of hunger. We don't need to have one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. To understand how far South Africa has fallen, we learned just this week that an international mining company has now made a bid for the Anglo-American company, perhaps the most iconic of all South African companies. And while we respect the market bid, it's disturbing to read that this bid was conditional on them unwrapping and unwinding South Africa's platinum ore and iron ore units, because international companies do not want to be exposed to our country. There are 95,000 people who work at Anglo-American. By making South African and our economy toxic to international investors, by destroying infrastructure, and by robbing us of our economic freedom, the ANC has put one of our most iconic companies and 95,000 jobs at risk. Now, make no mistake about it. This lack of economic freedom in South Africa is not a result of some natural disaster. It's not as a result of some weather phenomenon. It is a man-made disaster. It is man-made. It is a disaster created by the men and women in the ANC. But because it is man-made, we can fix it, and we can turn it around, and we can make it better. We can take this country from being the biggest unemployment man-made disaster to being a man-made success story in the country. And all we need to do is to use the power of our vote. We use the power of our vote on election day. Now, this isn't just empty talk. There's only one province in this country that is currently run by the DA, and that's the Western Cape. And over the past 5 years, because it's very easy for parties to talk and to put things on their posters that they're going to create jobs, but it's another thing to actually do it. Over the past 5 years, the one province governed by the DA has created nearly 8 out of every 10 jobs created in the entire country. Now that deserves a round of applause. In 1 year alone, the Western Cape delivered 360,000 new jobs. So, the message is clear. If you want a job, vote for the DA.
Yes!
If you want true economic freedom, vote for the DA. Because the DA is the only party that has proven that we can get these things done. And to back it up, to show you how serious we are, yesterday I launched the DA's new economic policy. It is an economic plan that is going to unleash a jobs revolution in South Africa. It is a deeply impressive document, and I encourage every Democrat in our party to read it. It is a document that shows how serious we are about governing South Africa. And it sets out how we intend to create those jobs by creating a business-friendly environment, by heading off the NHI and the nationalization of assets. We're going to replace the corruption of BEE with a proper broad-based empowerment plan for the country that lifts the 30 million people out of poverty and into opportunity. We're going to create a business-friendly environment and turn South Africa into the start-up nation. You see, our country is filled to the brim with young entrepreneurs and young business people who need only one thing, and that is a government that is on their side, that is working for them and not against them. Imagine how many roads and railways we can fix with a government that was serious. The DA will apply our principles of good, clean, accountable government by using every cent of your tax money on the people. We will fundamentally reform labour legislation to get South Africa working again. We'll introduce a youth unemployment opportunity certificate, which will make sure that young people have a chance at finding work. Through our youth employment opportunity certificate, the DA today declares war on youth unemployment, because you cannot have young people sitting without work. We will ensure that we amend NEDLAC's rules to make decisions that actually create jobs. We will make collective bargaining far more representative, and we will help small businesses. We will remove export duties where they're holding us back, and we'll create an export environment where we can produce competitively. By relentlessly pursuing economic freedom, we can change South Africa forever. And we will achieve all of this because true economic freedom can only be delivered if you have a government that understands how to create jobs, where to create jobs, and getting it done on the ground. So, we're going to deliver true economic freedom to the unemployed single mother who can't afford food for her children. We're going to deliver true economic freedom to the unemployed graduate who spent every cent that they had on finding money to get themselves to university, but who now cannot find work. We're going to deliver true economic freedom to the father of 4 who's lost his job due to load shedding and now worries how he's going to feed his family. And so to all of those people, wherever you may be in KwaZulu-Natal or around the country, I have a message for you today on this Freedom Day. And that message is this: help is on the way. And help is on the way through the DA. Help is on the way through the DA. Because by voting for the DA, you will get a new government with the right plan, with a proven track record, and with the people that it takes to make the change. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to call the very people I'm talking about onto the stage now. And I call our candidates, our provincial leadership, onto the stage to come and join here so that you can see South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal. This team, let's give them a big round of applause.
Leadership, viva! Viva! Hoi hoi, KZN leadership, hoi hoi!
Hoi hoi!
This is the team. This is the team that's going to take KwaZulu-Natal to new heights. So if you want a big party with a proven track record, it's job creation. To anchor a new government here in KwaZulu-Natal, then you have to vote for the DA. If you want that same strong anchor party to lead and unite a government at a national level to rescue South Africa from unemployment, you've got to vote for the DA. And if you want on this Freedom Day true economic freedom for you and your family, then you've got to do it on the 29th of May and vote for the DA. I know, Democrats, we can do it. We must do it. And I know that together we will do it. Let's get out there and make it happen.
Viva John Steenhuisen, viva! Viva the next president of South Africa, John Steenhuisen, viva!
Viva!
Amandla!
And now to all of you Democrats, I want you all to stand, because the Democratic Alliance is a proud party, and the country of South Africa is a proud country, and we as Democrats are proud South Africans. So I want you to stand and join me in singing our national anthem, the soundtrack to our march to the Union buildings on the 29th of May, the soundtrack to us liberating KwaZulu-Natal and other provinces. We love South Africa, and that is why we remain determined to rescue South Africa. God bless you, Democrats. God bless South Africa, and God bless all of us as we set out on this journey to rescue our country.
Can everyone please remain standing?
For the first time in 30 years, the ANC is set to lose its majority.
Opposition parties have united as the multi-party charter for South Africa.
A strong democratic alliance with a proven track record
can anchor a new government that serves the people.
But a new government that works is only possible if you vote for it. Let's unite and rescue South Africa. Vote DA.
Wow, what an amazing rescue tour. I am now joined by our Chief Whip in Parliament, Siviwe, Gwarube Siviwe. How has it been to be here in KZN for this rescue tour?
This is amazing, and I think for us, one of the most wonderful things, Gwena, is being here, particularly on Freedom Day. South Africa has incredible amount to be proud of when it comes to attainment of our freedom. 30 years ago, the world thought we couldn't do it. We did. We adopted a constitution that has all of these freedoms that are guaranteed in it. And so today it's been such a powerful reminder that this is our freedom and therefore we've got to defend it. And so 30 years later we are saying we want to recommit ourselves to the promise of 94.
Now, why is it so important that we're going from corner to corner of South Africa to spread this rescue message?
Because we literally only have 32 days left between now and the most important election of our lives. This is about saving our country, about rescuing South Africa, and so it's important to go door to door, street to street, talking to people about what our plan is to rescue the country.
So 32 days left, we're almost there. Now, we know if today is Freedom Day. Do you think South Africans are actually free?
I think we attained an incredible feat in 1994, political freedom. That is something that, as I said,
freedom look like under a DA government?
A freedom would look like a lot of young people getting into work. It would look like pulling the 30 million South Africans who are living in poverty out of poverty. It would look like keeping our communities safe, resolving load shedding, making sure that we've got water in our taps, making sure that we've cut corruption, making sure that we've got quality health care. These are the things that are important to South Africans the most, and that's what we need to strive for.
Siviwe, we've seen in all independent polls that the ANC is on the decline, going well below 50%. Is the DA ready to govern nationally?
Absolutely, and we have a plan, and that's part of the reason why we are taking the plan around the country to remind people that we don't just want to be in government for the sake of it. We want to be in government to rescue the 60 million people who have been left behind by our government.
So, what would your final message be for the whole of South Africa in the run-up to this amazing, important election on the 29th of May?
I really want to say to South Africans that as we celebrate Freedom Day today, we must never forget that the freedoms that are guaranteed in our Constitution are not a favor from our government. They belong to all of us, and the project of defending them is up to all of us. And I want to say to you that yes, you may be feeling dejected, you may be feeling hopeless, but I want to assure you that if you vote and you vote on the 29th of May, things can change. And we can review and we can renew the promise of 1994. It's all up to you.
Thank you so much, Siviwe. You heard it here, the ANC is on the way below 50% and the DA is ready to govern. I'm now joined by MPL Mabato, who was also our MC today. You did an absolutely amazing job MCing. Mabato, how does it feel to be here in KZN for this rescue tour? The energy is electric. How has today been for you?
This has been absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about the future, and I've been traveling around the province with Francois, and this is indicative of what's happening in our province, that there's hope, there's renewed strength, and if we don't take it now, we won't have another chance. But I'm very excited, and so is so many other people. Young people are finally out. They want to vote, they want to have their voices heard, and they want to vote for the Democratic Alliance.
Mabato, a lot of people would say that even though it's Freedom Day, South Africa and South Africans aren't free. What do you feel are the chains that are keeping us down as a people?
So as I said earlier when I was speaking, is that we are free to associate, we are free to vote, but only a select few have been selected. If you certainly carrying a certain card, but we are saying now that like 1994, it is time for everyone to come out so that we can enjoy true freedom, we can enjoy economic freedom, we can enjoy a place that doesn't have crime, where domestic violence is not plagued by so many women. So we're saying right now that the 27th of April is more important now than ever, that it reminds us that it's our civic duty to take democracy by our hands and make a change.
Now, we know there are a lot of issues here in KZN. What do you think the biggest issues are, and what is the DA going to do when we enter government here in KZN to rescue KZN?
So KZN's biggest problem, I think, as we've been touring with the provincial leader, is unemployment. We have one of the hugest unemployment rates. We also have the biggest gender-based violence rates. But one thing that we want to as a DA when we take over is to lobby to make sure that crime and police is decentralized from national to the provinces so that we can have more control over it. We also want to build jobs like we've been happening in the Western Cape, like in uMngeni. We want to have a register for people who can apply for jobs that is open and that people can have opportunities, and we want to have more investment come back. We need to make sure that businesses come back and that services are delivered so that businesses can have a place to thrive and that people can get employment.
Mabato, politics isn't for everyone. It's an extremely demanding job. What gets you up out of bed every morning, or what keeps you going?
So I'm a mom. My son, he gets me up every day because he specifically needs a future. He needs a home that he can be proud of. I don't want him to leave. Just because he might be able to have the means, I don't want him to leave because this is his province, this is his country. So I wake up for my son so that he can be able to go to the school he wants to go to, he can go to the clinics that he wants to go to, he can, have fun with his friends, he can have a future, he can travel. That can only happen if I wake up every morning and I fight. The reason I get up is so there is a future for our province.
Now, what would your final message be as we march towards this crucial election on the 29th of May? What would your message be for the people of South Africa?
Vote, vote, vote. 1 + 1 = win. If you have not voted, I implore you to please get out there and vote. Everyone who has voted, all the DA voters, I tell you to rally. You need to grab your grandmother, you need to grab your colleague, you need to grab your aunt, and you all need to come around and go vote on the 29th of May for the Democratic Alliance. That's how we won uMngeni, and that's how we're going to win South Africa.
Thank you so much, Mabato, and thank you so much, KZN. What an amazing rescue tour this has been. Remember that even though today is Freedom Day, we are not free as South Africans until we can put food on the table, until we can walk the streets at night. We have not achieved true freedom yet, but we can achieve it on the 29th of May if we go out and vote for the Democratic Alliance and elect a government that works for all its people. Now, if you're not sure where to vote or if you need to apply for a special vote, you can go to wheretovote.da.org.za and we can help you. Also, remember that it's important to do it as soon as possible because on the 3rd of May, the applications for special votes close. And if you need more information on the practical solutions that the DA has to rescue South Africa, go to rescuesa.org.za. We are on a mission to rescue South Africa. This rescue tour is far from over. Follow our social media accounts and keep up to date where we will be coming next. We are coming to your province. We are coming to your municipality. We are coming to your community. And we are going to rescue South Africa. So, South Africa, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't lose the faith. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
In 2006, the Democratic Alliance won Cape Town by just 1 seat.
With just 42 votes, he recently won uMngeni.
Saletha intuthuko ebonakalayo endaweni zasemakhaya.
Because people voted for change.
DA-run Midvaal is now the best-run municipality in Gauteng.
And a new story was written for the Western Cape when people voted DA.
But if you want a new government that works, then you have to vote for it.
In this election, every single vote will count. Your vote can rescue South Africa. Vote DA.
Thanks for watching. All across our beautiful country, people are joining forces to elect the new government that can rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please share our videos with friends and family. Let's rescue South Africa. Vote DA.